The engine is starting up. 3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hello, everybody. We are so happy to be here.
Hey,
Kristen,
yes,
welcome to
hey,
Uncharted
how are you,
Realms.
Ashley?
I'm good. How are
Yes, it's so glad to be here. I'm good, just hanging out as usual on a Friday night. Are you excited for
Yeah.
tonight?
Yes, we have an amazing guest, guys. Our whole point of this podcast is to take you guys from a different level of just basic paranormal past our consciousness for all the things that are cool and odd. So we're going to bring up a very special guest. Kristen's going to give us a bio, and we're
Yes.
going to talk about the Council of Nine.
Yay. So our special guest tonight is Glenda Dawson. She's the founder of the Spiritual Center. She's an international acclaimed intergalactic, interdimensional, multi-modalite spiritual practitioner and mentor. She is the matriarch of lineage in comparison over 10 generations of gifted oracles and mystics. Glenda is also a holistic spiritual teacher, tarot reader, certified teacher, non-dimensional minister, published author, and a widely showcase venue headliner. So now I guess we can bring her on in, Ashley. Let's see.
She's coming. There we go. Glenda!
Linda! Yay! So excited you're here.
I'm excited to be here. My goodness, what an honor to be your first host
I
and
know.
first guest.
When I was thinking, who could we have on? You were first, because I was like, she does so much. And I really wanted
We
to
do.
give honor to the Council of Nine tonight. So I was hoping that you could start by telling us what they are and what they do for us and how you got involved with them.
Oh, well, first, thank you for having me. It really is an honor to be here, being your first guest. Um, and second, the Council of Nine has been in existence since day one. It's a council of light beings. Now, they're nine entities, nine beings. Now, they are in no order. They do not have restriction as to who is there all the time, who is not. So today could be three archangels, three loved ones that passed on, their soul could be three galactics, and then tomorrow could be two, one, whatever. There is no assigned position. It is nine members, though. And basically, what they do is they're here to help us. So by coming to us and us letting them speak to us, basically, because I channel them, they will take us to places so we could get inspired and to also remember all of our gifts, who we really are, where other lifetimes. They're here to help humanity realize who they are and also to come into us and into this moment also because we're in a process of awakening in a such a fast percentage and high percentage right now that people think they're going through getting the flu. People don't know what to do. Some people are having kind of mini nervous breakdowns, and they're hoping that by coming to us, they could settle those symptoms down and also help the person who's in the middle of that awakening process also learn what they need to learn and learn how to deal with it and how to move on and how to process what's going on through them or to them. That's their basic job, but it's basically to help us. And they have been here every single generation. They've just been very quiet until we need them. And humanity needs every the help they could get right now.
Okay, so that leads me to my
Are they
next question.
tired of
It
us
doesn't
yet?
matter.
Okay, I gotta go. No.
Yeah. um, but yeah, so that leads me to my next question. So it doesn't matter. Um, I guess they rotate the nine then. So like you could have, like you said, like the three of one thing, three of another, and three of a kind, and they just kind of rotate
Right. And it could be
out
at some
there.
point, it could be six and three, it could be two, and then, seven. It's just nine positions. It's like a round table, right? So you have nine of them,
Okay.
and say for me, when I channel them, then it's me and whatever other members are there from my group that helps channel. What they do basically is give us coordinates that will send us to places that we have all been to. We have all been there. We just don't remember.
Mhm.
And by taking us there, it inspires us and it opens up our memory. Now, for example, the first few times I did that, I channeled them. They used to take me to the moon, to a place in the moon, on the moon, where there was a triangle made of crystals, and I was the guardian of that portal, or one of the guardians of that portal. I should correct myself. And
Mm.
that once I walked through that portal, it was like all the memories. Like, oh yes, I remember. I could give you human year timeline when it was. I could give you what was I protecting it from, where the portal goes to, who else was there, because there are members of the human race that are alive right now that were with me there. And then what galactics we found, we used to interact with, and all that other little nitty gritty stuff. But so each one of us, even though we may get the same coordinates, each one of us has a different memory to be awakened.
You have a question, Ash?
Yeah. So how do they pick? Do they have a certain pick on who gets to anybody, like you said, or how does that work?
Anybody can do it. What I tell people to do is, when we, like, for example, I do the Council of Nine every Sunday night, and I stream it. Go on the show and follow the process and see what you get, because you may be there with us and you may be in a completely different place, but you will get your own private personal message and your own private personal guidance for that moment. And maybe you will start to see your own lives, your jobs, the jobs you had before, and whether you were, in what form. Maybe you were galactic, maybe you were not. what what star seed, where were you from? So
So we have a chat question.
So it says, what is the Council of Nine opinion on the upcoming shift that everyone feels?
well, the Council of Nine has been working with us for the last 2 years, 3 years, for this to become part of the shift, to make us aware of the shift that's coming. Now, we're right now, today, in the process of the planetary alignments, right? 7 planets are aligned. And I believe it was even Mars that came out of retrograde, which thankfully, I can't remember which one exactly, but they came out of retrograde. And there's a lot of energy going out there, right? You go out there tonight and you're going to be showered with energy. If you can't go outside because it's too cold or you have rainy weather, go near a window. You'll be able to feel that shift. Now, a lot of people that has come to my knowledge that today, last night, and tonight, they're going to be feeling the shift within themselves. You may start crying all of a sudden, and that's okay. That means that there's stuff that you needed to release, right? All of a sudden, you may be very depressed, or you may be feeling anxious. Well, these are the times that you need to slow down, take nice deep breaths, allow that energy to flow through your body, and then you could release it easier. If you fight it, it's only going to get worse, because this is the time for the shift. And humans have been waiting for this shift. This is our time to, especially those that have awakened already, they've been waiting for this time to say, oh, thank God everybody else is catching up now.
Yeah.
We're not the only ones here trying to push everybody. Come on, come on, come on. Let's raise this vibration now. Come on, come on. So that's what it's really, they've been working with us for a long time. It's only coming to the awareness for the last 2 to 3 years. Specific councils, not just the Council of Nine, but other councils have been working with humanity for a long time. And for me, even though I didn't know them as the Council of Nine, I have been working with these beings all my life, which is the funniest thing. But so I just didn't recognize them as that label. So.
All right.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Do you feel the world will shift for individuals?
Well, there's a lot of awakening happening right now. And 2025 is about shift. It's about leaving that negative energy behind by shedding all that stuff that we have accumulated through our whole life that we just keep holding on to instead of making room for um, positive energy. We're just accumulating and boxing more negative energy. So, with this shift, this is the beginning, the real beginning of this year. This
Mm-hmm.
is the real beginning of a lot more people, at least 30 more percent, 30% more are going to be shifting and awakening. Um, there are a lot of people that I have been told personally today. I mean, my phone's been ringing off with texts and everything off the hook, basically. Um, where people have been saying, "Oh, I've been getting downloads. I didn't even know I could get downloads. Now I understand what they are." Yes, anxiety, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all that. Just learn. Right now, you have to take everything slow. Be present in the moment so all that energy could flow through you and go away. But if you keep fighting it, if you're like, you're anxious and you're like, oh, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, then that's just going to build up more. So you're anxious, you sit there, meditate. I know it's hard to meditate when you're anxious, but maybe go outside for a second, breathe some fresh air, come back in. Don't get on, you know, TikTok, for example. Don't be going on there forever and keep seeing more crazy videos. Maybe you get a video and just talk to other people. Maybe on a show like this, chat in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
Interact with other humans at this moment. So the collaboration of oneness then could take place. This is not
That's very
the
interesting.
time to separate.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Yeah, I
time
love
to get united.
Ooh, I love it.
it. So that can affect, like this year you're saying that it's a shift. So will that shift into like relationships too? Or can that all
Yes,
be in the
yes.
same thing?
Everything that you need to shed, you will shed.
Yeah.
So if if there's a relationship that you have, could be a friend, let's say a friend, and that relationship is bringing you down. Every single time you speak to that person, um, it's like draining you. Okay, it's causing you to even doubt yourself. It's not really causing allowing you to be who you truly are. It isn't giving you that feeling of being safe. So those types of relationships are not allowing you to grow. They're holding you, they're stifling you. And this is what this shift is about, is to recognize what you need. That's why it's in the new moon, to recognize what you need to let go. What is weighing you down, what is holding you back. It's change is not easy. I
Mm-hmm.
probably am one of the very few people that loves change because it's the excitement of the change. And but I know it's not easy to go and say, okay, I'm going to do this and just do it. It's okay. You have to come to terms, take take the good, the bad, and say, you know what? If I go to the left instead of the right with this relationship, I know I'm going to be lifted to the place that I'm supposed to be, and I know I could continue my journey peaceful,
Mm-hmm.
and I could grow, I could learn, I could let my soul evolve. I could let all the goodness that is supposed to come to me instead of holding on to negativity and holding on to that negative energy that's stifling you and isn't letting you fly.
Yeah. So with it being the new moon, how can people what was something that they can do? Let's say you've never done anything before and you want to set up for this shift to be successful. Using the new moon, what would you do?
Well, I would recommend that you start writing down everything that you are aware of that is holding you back. You know, a friend who every single time they call you, they don't call you to see how you're doing. They're just calling you to ask you for something. And you could call them to see if they could help you with something and never show up. So that's not really a friend that you feel safe with. If you talk to them about something, then 2 weeks later you hear um, of the what you told them. You hear about it, thinking that you were talking to that person in confidence. So now, then it's time to shift that. It's time to release that relationship. Maybe it is a job that isn't bringing you any happiness or any enjoyment anymore. Because we all have jobs that we got to do. We all do, right? But if you're doing a job
Mhm.
that are passionate about, then you're successful, no matter how much they pay you or how much they don't pay you. It is how you feel about that. So maybe it's the job. Maybe you need a little more. You got to look for a different type of training. Maybe you got to shift all these things. So it's all about what you need to release. And it could be your attitude, it could be how you see things. Maybe you need to shift your perspective in how you see things. And that could help you change your situation, your relationship, where you're at. And it's hard. It's hard, especially if it's like a romantic relationship. Okay, you're living together, you're in a romantic relationship, you're married, whatever the case may be. Takes a lot of steps. A lot of ducks have to be in a row to get out of that toxic relationship. And it's okay. So start, maybe the shift is to
Mm,
start doing that, to start lining up your ducks in a row. Start making your plans to release that.
yeah, I like.
And then you
So,
write all that
oh,
down.
good.
And on
Yeah.
the full moon, then you burn the list. So this way you could burn it. Yes, you released all that energy. Yeah.
All right. So if you're just like a regular person, how can you call, like, if you're in a situation, call the Council of Nine in, like, for a particular, like a relationship where you like you need something to do for a job, or can you just like
You could call
meditate
anybody, not
and
just the
call
cat.
them in? Like,
Yeah, you could call anybody,
yeah.
any light being. It doesn't have to be the Council of Nine specifically. You could call your archangels, the Council of Nine. You could call in
Yeah.
galactics. You could call any light being. You could call your team. We all have
Okay.
guides. We have six that we're born with. We all have guides. So you could call them in to help you. And they'll direct you, they'll give you ideas. Things will start happening and unfolding right in front of you. And just look for those signs.
Okay.
What are we burning? Courtney, we're burning the list of the stuff that you got to get rid of. Courtney Nichols just asked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what you're burning. Hon.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you release into the air that energy. And
They
then,
also want to know if.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, that when you burn, you release that energy that's holding you back. Those things that you're letting go. How do you
Okay.
call your guides? Well,
Mm.
you call your
How do
guide.
you call your guides?
Yeah, very simple. You get in the meditative state, or you just sit there, you close your eyes, you take a few deep breaths and say, okay, guides, I know there are six of you that are assigned to me. I need you now to help me. and let them guide you. But then listen to them. Pay attention to the signs. You cannot have, um, you cannot ask for help and then they're sending you help and you not pay attention to them because then it's going to be harder to get help. Um, the second one. No. Okay, the Council of Nine is a set of nine guardians that anybody
Mm-hmm.
could has access to. They're not assigned to you. You have particular six guides that you're born with and you die with. So you come into this incarnation with six particular guides and you leave this incarnation with six particular guides. There is an added guide, which is your animal guide, animal spirit guide. That one comes with you and leaves with you also, but the particular ones that are not an animal, that are actual light beings, are your six, which are things like your joy guide, your protector guide, your messenger guide, your health guide, that kind of guide that you're born with. And I do teach every once in a while how to connect with each guide and introduce yourself to your own particular guide. Now, those guides could be ancestors of yours that come and have decided to come with you, could be ascended masters, could be Native American guardians, right? The ones that guard the land. Could be anybody. Could be a little girl. Could be a little boy that brings you joy. Could be a clown if you're not scared of clowns. And they could appear however they appear to you. That's your team that you work with, that you signed up with, that you made a contract before coming down. And as far as the Council of Nine, those are like
Mm-hmm.
just the round table. It's not just guides, but they're also protectors. They're there to show us the way. They're not there to do the job for us, though. They're just there to show us, to talk to us, to guide us. Uh,
We have another
All right.
question.
Looks like,
okay.
yeah.
What are the
I see Susan had another
okay?
one.
What are the other signs we can receive?
It says Susan says,
Mm-hmm.
You can receive,
yeah.
for example, feathers. You can receive over suddenly things happening to you, synchronicities. You may be seeing the number 9999 and everything. You may be seeing 444 everywhere. You may be seeing 111 everywhere. You it could be somebody comes to you and talks to you, but uh, uh, a particular song, and that song could have the answer you were looking for. And you haven't heard that song for 20 years, but this person out of the blue starts singing this song, or the song goes on the radio. Look for those little synchronicity, um, little hints that they give you. So, any other
All right.
question?
Want to know, like, do you meditate to talk to the Council of Nine? I know you said something about coordinates. How does that work?
Right. Well, I do meditate before I start the actual Council of Nine meeting. All the members kind of raise your vibrations, because when you raise your vibrations, you can connect with any being that's light being. So then you know that you're really starting to be in the right level, in the right frequency. And then we kind of meditate real quick. We close our eyes and we just surrender ourselves and allow ourselves to be in that meditative state so they could come and talk to us. Now they come to the different members in my little group, and each one of us may one time Jazz, which is not her real name, She may get a coordinate, or I may get a coordinate, or any of the other members may get a coordinate. And then what they do is we state what we see and what we're experiencing. Sometimes Jazz experiences things a little bit different than I do, and we bring our perspective. And through that, we are also allowing them to speak through us. So I not only channel what they give me, but I also let them come into me and speak through me. And then they have different messages, different activations. Like right now with this alignment and all this energy, they're raring to go for activations. They're giving messages constantly. I'm getting ringing. I'm getting tick 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 in my brain, and it's like I feel like there's a typewriter up there going giving me messages, and then I'll read the book later. So, what's the difference between the Council of Nine and our spirit guides? Possibly we one and the same at times. Okay, your spirit guides are the ones that you're born with that are assigned to you in particular. The Council of Nine does not belong to any one person. They're here for humanity in general. That's the difference. So you may be working directly with an ancestor from your past, like say 5 generations back. They're coming to be one of your guides. You're born with that entity. They're guiding you because they have seen what you're going to go through, and they feel that their energy and their expertise can help you. And that's one of the main reasons they're so different. One is this: you get an assignment, they're assigned to you. You make a contract before you even come into this world. And the other one is for anybody. So anybody could tap into the Council of Nine's energy if you're willing to go and meditate and help and channel. You're willing to surrender to their energy, so you could channel what they got to say. What am I supposed to do with those hints?
Ryan wants to know, what are you supposed to do?
Well, okay. So say I ask, okay, guys, team, I want to know, should I sign that contract for that book that I'm writing with that one particular publisher? If I get all these hints of 111, 444, 333, all these consecutive numbers, I get feathers, I get coins. And yes, don't laugh, but I have gotten coins in my shower. A very strange place. They just fall from nowhere. Um, then I know that's a positive. That is a way to know that, yes, I should go and sign that contract for that book with that publisher. If I don't get any of that stuff, and I keep getting songs that are um, negative, or songs, or somebody keeps saying, oh, did you hear about that publisher? They're terrible. And all of a sudden that publisher's name, and they don't know that I'm even thinking of that publisher's name comes to me, and again and again in negative format, then I know that that's not the direction I'm supposed to go. So you kind of have to see what the signs are, what the synchronicities are, and then know whether you're going in the positive direction or in the negative direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert had asked, could this include past family members like mom, dad, or older sister? It's been weirdly this week, he said.
Okay. Robert, if they were deceased before you were born, which your mother can't be, but okay. But say if an ancestor was deceased or a family member was deceased before you were born, they could be part of your original team. But since you were born and then now they're deceased, so that means that they could come to you for a purpose. You could be getting messages of, you know, run away from that blondie, or run to the other side, go to the one that's not redheaded or anything like that, or don't sign that contract. Your family members could be there guiding you right now temporarily. They don't always stay with you. They come for the moment, they could come for that situation, or they could start coming now that they're passed on and to the rest of your life. So, all right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we have Susan wants to know on the council, do they have what we call aliens like the Fae?
Cold blues. Okay. They're what I call galactics. Okay. Galactus is any being that isn't human, from not from Earth. Let's just say that. So they could be fae, they could be fairies, they could be, which is kind of the same thing. They could be leprechauns, they could be Greys, they could be Arcturians, which is a lot of the times there is an Arcturian member there, not necessarily an assigned seat, but they are so powerful and so healing that they just love humans. They want to help humans. That they try to be in everything that is possible for them to be in to help humans. So if we're talking about um, having them there so they could continue to give us positive energy. That's so everything that any entity that is in the light, that is for greatest good, can participate in that Council of Nine. And they have been there since day one, second, the first second, since creation, as best as I can explain it. That's how they have explained it to me. Uh,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
I had another question.
They
Um,
proceed. Oh, go ahead.
see if there's any other questions in the chat. Um,
Yes,
let's see
Howie.
what. Yeah.
They are ascended masters, ascended ones. It could be ascended galactics or ascended masters, either one.
All
Mm,
right. So has the Council
I love
of
that.
Nine, I guess, align with the? Do they align with the planets? And like right now, are they aligned with um what's going on this week?
They are contributing to the alignment.
Alignment. Yeah.
All of the light beings are contributing to this alignment so that the energy of all these planets can help us uh, ascend and could help us awaken. They tried everything from
Mhm.
giving us hints to two by fours over the
Mm,
head. But us humans, we're
Right.
very controversial.
Stubborn.
Yes, and we're not exactly followers when we should be. We like to follow when it's, fear and hate and all that. But when it's about love and it's about growth and it's about compassion and understanding and ascending to a higher level of frequency, most humans kind of like, that's no fun.
Right.
So
We question it
they
more.
right, right. So, and that's why they have to do
mm-hmm.
major things like this
But
in order for us to listen.
Gotcha.
do they step in when we want to be to step in and stop things?
That's why they're here. All galactics, as I call it, which is
Mm,
aliens or whatever you want to label them. Um, they come in to try to intervene so humanities don't blow up what we call Earth. Earth will remain. Gaia will just clean us throw us away, let us burn, clean the surface, and start fresh. We won't exist if we're not
Mm.
careful. We will be frozen like those glaciers if we're not careful. We could burn up if we're not careful. Earth will rebuild. Gaia will continue giving energy of love to all the animals, and all of the creatures on this earth will come back. Not us, because we're hateful. We don't have that
Mm.
type of compassion or that understanding of oneness like all other living beings on earth have. So,
Right. It's beautiful.
Right. Um, does I guess the circle of nine, does it have like a certain
Let's
symbol
see.
like most others have symbols? Do they have a certain symbol that they create?
the the Council of Nine, usually they
Yes.
like to do the infinity
Mhm.
symbol. You know that
Mm.
eight.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how they start. Um, when we start when we started seeing them, that's how they would appear.
Okay.
For me, when they
Mm.
start showing up for me. They not only show that, but they also show a man in black with a top hat. And the guy goes like this,
Mm.
and then I know we're starting.
Right.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I've been obsessed with the infinity sign, so I wasn't sure if that had something to do with the Council of Nine to come in to me, because I
very
definitely want
yeah,
to get one. So, and I wasn't sure if that was
nice,
had something
nice.
to do with it.
Well, it could just be your inner self acknowledging that there's an infinite amount of love that we could harvest from within and compassion that should never
Mm.
end. That divine, what we call divine oneness energy, never ends. It always continues sending love, always continues sending um, compassion, it always continues sending healing, with whether we accept it or not. So that could be one of the reasons you have been also so mm, obsessed with it.
Yeah.
What about a triangle or circle?
Yes. Triangles are three sided, uh, exactly the number three, which means divinity. It's a very good number. It means that there's a lot of health and positive energy with it. It's equal on all sides. And usually portals appear as a triangle. A circle is a forever, never ending circle of or symbol of growth, of love, of humanity, of the oneness, because it isn't like one. It's always growing, always going, never ending. So if you finally trust that there are higher beings there that are looking out for you and trust in your higher self, that you have come to this life for a reason, you will start to see the circles and the triangles and the infinities symbols more and more, because that's confirmation that you're on the right path. A circle never ends. And just like life really never ends, we may die,
Mm.
but that aspect of our soul goes back and continues living, right? And then maybe another aspect of our oversoul comes back in another way, another lifetime. Maybe we have multiple lives at the same time,
Mhm.
but it never ends. Just like the triangle is a lot of the times portals, meaning you go from one place to another easily. And it's by being a three-sided thing, the number three is what they call the divinity number or divine number.
Because I see a lot of that number too. That and sevens.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah,
So it's like a seven,
sevens.
like a particular number
Mhm.
for the circle of nine, or what does that mean for them?
For them, it just means that there's seven um, portals around them at that moment, or there's
Okay.
seven members. You know, they do take seven as acknowledging that seven for us is a good luck number, but to them it's just
Okay.
another number. They really don't worry about the numbers. Council of Nine named themselves Council of Nine for our sake because humans
Right.
need labels for everything. But they're just a council, council of light beings,
Right.
a council that are here to help us.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So, do you feel like they have a certain message they want to give us that we just can't get through our thick skulls?
Yes, yes, our thick skulls um, do play part in all this that's happening. Basically, what they're saying is we're not here to create hate. Humans are here to live in peace, to live in harmony, and to get out of this thick dimension that we're in. We have been given time and time and time again chances to grow and to release the density that we're living in right now. And we
Mhm.
just keep doing the exact same thing. And we don't get out of our own way. And we keep, you know, a lot of the times we don't even learn the lessons that we came here to learn because we keep making that same mistakes. Even though they tell us, okay, drive to the right hand side. No, we keep going to the left hand side because we want to
the left.
experience more accidents, more craziness. We don't go to the right. Even though we hear it, we the wheel is even turning, but we keep no fighting everything. So what they're basically saying is, give yourself a break.
Mhm.
Just stand in a moment and let yourself catch up, and you will see that you are a very loving soul. Your soul is loving, your higher self is loving. And that is the energy you're supposed to project and show others so that the world can heal. Right now, we're killing Earth. Gaia is crying because she is trying to compensate and she's
Mhm.
overcorrecting. So we're going from the heat waves to the -0 degrees to fires to
Mhm.
flooding to because she's trying to correct the craziness that we have created. So she's overcompensating, and that's why we're getting these such high fluctuations in temperature, high fluctuations in things happening, all these um, crazy things that you never used to see before. And that is why they're saying start healing, start becoming who you really are.
Right.
Mhm.
Don't let anyone hold you back. Even
Mhm.
if we only have 50% of humanity awakened and ready to ascend, be part of the ascension, not the holding back. Don't
Right.
don't wait for anybody else. Starts inside and let it show. Be the
Mhm.
example. Maybe some just need to be next to someone who is sharing that loving energy and that healing energy, and then that person will say, "You know what? Why am I holding on to this negative energy? Why don't I give up that feeling of hate and revenge and all that? Why do I participate in the drama? Why don't I just stay in my own lane? Maybe this is what I need. I need to just grow and heal and not worry about what others are doing.
Absolutely.
Every single person that you meet has an opportunity to go to that water hole. Whether they take a
Hmm.
drink from it or not, that's up to them.
Yeah. Were you in the remote viewer program ever?
Yes, I have. I
Mm.
have even, for those that know that I have participated in and am part of programs, groups that help find people or bodies, whichever the case may be,
Hmm.
when they're kidnapped or, uh, they don't hear about somebody. We remotely view what
Right.
where they are. We have
Mm.
also remotely view other planets and other civilizations and other dimensions and other places. So it's all, if you could, if you have a gift of remote viewing and you could do it for everything.
Mm.
If you have a gift of love, you could love anything or anyone. You may not like what the person is doing, but you could send them love, right? If
Right.
you if you have the gift of um, seeing those signs and making them work for you, you have the gift of seeing any signs. Doesn't have to be feathers or coins or numbers. It could just even be, oh wait, I'm looking up at in the clouds and there's a sign with an arrow, like go to the left instead of the right. Oh, the arrow is pointing to the left. Okay, so look for them. Whatever it is that you know how to do, you could do it for everything. It's just practice
Mm.
and allowing that gift to grow within.
So anyone could do it.
Um,
Anyone can do it.
Mm. Mm.
Humans are
um,
programmed not to do those things and to have doubt. Everyone comes into this life and then they are pre programmed to not trust themselves and not allow themselves to love and not allow themselves to be loved and not and question everything they do. And once you start having confidence in the gifts that you came with, you will be able to grow other gifts also. They could come
Mm.
into your consciousness and you're in front of you, and then you can use them.
yeah.
Ronnie, you could come to my mediumship classes on Thursday nights.
Yes.
And
They are
yes,
amazing. Me
I
and Ashley
do.
can
Yes,
test.
I do.
Yeah.
I give
We're
classes and everything.
we're a little biased, but she is the best.
Yes. Yes.
A little.
She's
You're a
amazing. We
little.
go a little bit. No, she is Glenda is amazing to do the classes with. So definitely, we can join us on Thursday nights
Yes.
and with the class and
And
have
it's
fun.
on Zoom, so you don't have to be in the same room with me, and it works everywhere. And I get people from all over the place. So um, we I teach a lot of different classes. It depends on the month, it depends on the week, but definitely Thursdays is mediumship development, which also goes to a lot more stuff than just mediumship. Because remote viewing also comes into it. They just haven't figured out that I'm doing that exercise with them. When I say, okay, I got something in my hand, what is it? And everybody writes the description. But I haven't done that one in a little bit.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I would say you haven't done that in a long time. It's
no,
been
I
a while
haven't
for
done
that
that
one.
in a long time. Well, I did also take a break.
Yes.
So,
I think
Hmm.
Howie asked the question that you worked with Chuck Kennedy.
I, I
That's what
have
he was
not
before. I
worked
saw
with
that a
Chuck
little while
Kennedy.
ago.
No. All right. Sorry. I didn't see that one. Um, Yes. Okay. Right. Okay.
So you want to tell us some upcoming classes maybe that they can look forward
Okay.
to?
Well, I am going to start a course on crystal healing, and that will be a few weeks course. It's not a one-time thing, but I do a lot of courses also, and that will teach you how to not just use the crystals uh, while you're doing healing on yourself and in the room, but also how to harvest that energy, not just send it out and have the crystal multiply that energy, but also to harvest the energy from the crystal. Also, learn how to put energy into the crystal. So, when you need not just the full moon energy, but your own energy, so when you need energy to as an uplift, like the coffee at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that kind of thing, you just hold that crystal and it will work that way instead of drinking coffee. Which I'm sorry, but I love coffee, so I still drink coffee. And I also have shamanism coming up. I have galactic star seeds classes coming up. I have a lot of activations for healing coming up. Right now, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays are going to be my days of teaching. And I also will be recording classes, but then those courses that are recorded, you are going to have one-on-one sessions with me. So it isn't just here's the recording. Um, the recording is so you could work at your own pace, but then we will be scheduling one-on-one. So you get to see me, just one-on-one and ask me all the questions you need to about that course. Some individuals. Yes,
Gotcha.
we already covered that.
We have one more question.
No, just
Gotcha.
don't allow anybody to hold you
Okay.
back. So just continue moving forward.
And before, I know you're busy. Does anything else you want to tell us about the Council of Nine that we missed?
The Council
Or
of
anything?
Nine is there to help you. If you want to learn a little more about it or check out one of the streams that I already done, one of the channeling sessions that I already done, you could go to Glenda's Magical Creations on YouTube, and they're all there. And if you want to join us, if you feel the calling, write to me. Contact me in glendasmagicalcreations.com, and then you will be when you contact me, we could talk about how we could meet and what days we meet and what times we meet, and join us. You don't have to show your real face. You don't have to show your real name. As a matter of fact, I'm the only one who's on camera usually. So please, you don't have to worry about it coming out of that proverbial closet. If you have a specific job that requires you to not participate in this kind of stuff in public.
Mm. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're so thankful.
We're happy that you were able to come on and chat with us and talk about everything. And we're always so glad to see you.
Yes.
Anytime, ladies. Anytime.
Hopefully we'll get you back.
Of course. Thank you to everyone.
Make sure you guys go to Glenda.
Thank you to everyone who was
Yeah.
here today. Everyone that asked great questions. And anybody that has further questions can just contact me directly too. You don't have to do it when you catch me on the show.
Yeah, but I think Ashley put it in the chat.
All right.
So
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'm so thankful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all. You guys have a great night. Thank you,
Yeah.
Kristen.
Yes, you too. We had fun. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.